So we'll observe something kind of interesting here. Here's some, looks like coon scat, and there's something interesting about it. So if we zoom in on here, we see all kinds of different seeds and stuff in there. Those are omnivores, so where'd it go? So this seed right here is particularly fascinating for us, and it's useful for you as a survivor. And this is useful for you as a survivor if you're lost, and I'm going to tell you why. If you see this kind of seed in the excrement of wild animals, and it's fall, you are near a persimmon tree. If we've got animals feeding on persimmon fruit, that means that there's a persimmon tree around here somewhere. Let's go find it. Let's head a little bit further inland. Now as fall rolls around, these will start to appear. And if you will notice, you'll start to see, and raccoon scat and everything else, you start to see these really elongated seeds and stuff in there. And what that is all these animals are picking these. So when these fall and hit the ground, they're at their maximum sweetness. And what this is a persimmon tree. It's native to central, east, and south United States. And there's other varieties that grow in other regions, but this is the one that we're the most familiar with. In the fall, one of the easiest ways you can begin to identify it is these nice, bright orange fruits that it gets all over it. It has alternating leaves, which means they grow along the stem, but they never grow parallel to each other. So it's one on the left and one on the right, and it zigzags all the way up. The leaves are not serrated. They are pointed at the top and they are pointed at the bottom. And if we look at the bark, it looks almost like a mosaic tree pattern of little squares. And those are all very good characteristics to identify the tree, because not a whole lot of trees have these orange fruit. The way that this works is, if you pick this off the tree and eat it right now, you're going to have a terrible case of cottonmouth. These have a very strong estrogen in them. And it's kind of a prank that's commonly played among us Southerners. We'll have somebody with us hiking through the woods and we'll see it on the tree. We'll ask them if they've ever heard of a persimmon tree before, and most of the time they say no. And we tell them to pick an orange one off of the tree itself. Now, if you pick one off the tree, you're going to get a bad case of cottonmouth. But the trick to it actually is to look for ones that have fallen on the ground already. The ones that have fallen on the ground are perfectly edible. They're extraordinarily sweet. And as a matter of fact, the scientific name for this tree, when translated into Greek, actually translates to food of the gods. And if you taste one that's ripe and not super astringent, you'll understand why. So when you pick these up off the ground, they might have a little bit of dirt on them, so just shake that off. Make sure there's no bugs or anything in them. Now when you pop these open, you'll find the seeds. It can be around about 6 different seeds in here. It's extremely slimy. They're long and brown, about at 1 to 1.5 inches long. So you don't need those unless you're trying to plant the tree itself. But the pulp is extraordinarily sweet and nutritious. Excuse me, nutritious. Not doing good on English today. In a survival game where sugar is one of those things that doesn't come naturally that easy, this is fantastic. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Make sure that with any plant, any tree, you always double check for your area and in a manual, or even consult an expert for your area in regards to all these different plants. Because remember, these things can kill you if you misidentify them. Well, with that said, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all in my next video.